So now, just in the last little bit to wrap up here, we went through this pretty quick, so hopefully there's some questions for folks at the end. How would we start to do this as we're moving towards a zero trust architecture? And the key is we want to start to implement this identity-based segmentation in the islands of our infrastructure, right? Within any given data center, within any given cloud deployment, we want to start to implement the identity based segmentation primitives, right? And don't think that it's all or nothing, that I have to do all five of them or none of them. Start to do that incrementally. You're gonna doing any of the five every single hop. You're gonna increase your security posture over today. But start with encryption in transit, and if you're using a service mesh, that gives you service authentication. Then start to write the service authorization policies, then tackle your end user identity or integrate with your existing solution in your organization. We can tackle those one at a time. Don't need to wait until you can do everything, but start to implement that now. Use that gateway pattern that I showed you to help bridge between these pools of identity based policy across the existing perimeters. And again, this is one of those areas where we really see organizations gain a lot of agility because they're able to change identity based policy much more confidently than they can change firewall based policy. As a result, they're able to approve changes to Teams configuration much more readily, and teams are not held up and they're ready to go. And we're not having to lose on network controls or anything like that in this kind of a world. So to give you an idea, as we look at the left and the right side of that diagram that if we go back a few slides, I apologize. I don't have a nice, easy way to click. But as we look at the left and the right sides here, where service one and service two lives, we can imagine that either side of that is behind something like a deployment here, right? We have, and this is a very traditional network that I see all the time in enterprises, where we have a DMZ, we have a business zone, we have a data zone, we have firewalls between the two, and I want to start to bridge, or between all of them, I should say, and we want to start to facilitate application connectivity across one of these instantiated on-prem, one of these instantiated in Google, one of these instantiated over in AWS, that are all running a different set of our total applications. This kind of a setup, using the service mesh, using Envoy as a load balancer, really has brought folks a lot of agility and a lot of ability to adapt while still staying secure. And that is why, as we pop back to the SP, we recommend that identity-based segmentation. We recommend, acknowledging these multi-tiered policies and starting to work in those bounds.